Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and today we don't need to be forgiven. No, but the terror some of you guys put everyone through, this might just be the unofficial toxic K-pop stan anthem. If you're interested in joining me as I review the SSERAFIM's comeback with Unforgiven, then please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. These are my official accounts. Okay, so the day before their 1-year anniversary, the SSERAFIM have released their title track Unforgiven from their first studio album of the same name. Now, the track list features a couple of 2023 versions of previously released songs, which I think is just code for new line distributions. But aside from that, there's surprisingly a lot of songs that have already been released, whether or not Garam was in them, like the Hydra, Anti-Fragile, Impurities. So it makes for a total of 13 songs when in reality it could have been 7. I mean, literally, The World Is My Oyster 2023 version is just another version of them speaking, and it's not even 2-minute long. So that's a little curious, but I digress. Let me tell you about the title track. So this is featuring Nile Rodgers, an American producer and guitarist, who shared on Instagram, "I am so happy about what I did with my friend at Hitman B72. So excited." So alongside the post, he shared the track list, which obviously he's featured in the title track Unforgiven. He also featured a super sick instrumental. I'd personally say it's very Kill Bill-esque according to my very limited references, but we'll get into the actual sample of it all later. So of course the SSERAFIM were very excited to have him featured on the track. When I read that he was a producer, I thought, okay, why is it featuring Nile Rodgers in that case if he's the producer of the song? But then finding out he was a guitarist, I thought, oh, that makes sense. It's probably like a Santana type thing where, he's never actually singing on the track, but he's featuring other people singing over him playing the guitar. And the SSERAFIM actually uploaded a Zoom call featuring themselves and Nile Rodgers. I say they uploaded, I mean, source uploaded it, and he explained a little bit of the creative process, basically saying that he heard the song and thought it was cool already, but he wanted to make it funkier, so he started jamming out to it. I personally love seeing or knowing more about the behind the scenes, the production of a song, because I feel like it makes you appreciate it more. For example, it's one thing for the idol to sit there and explain the song to you, like it's about this, and this, but when it comes to the production of the song, I love hearing it from the person who did it, because you can kind of get an idea of the passion behind it. So had I not looked into this a little bit more, I would absolutely not have even noticed the addition of a guitar to this song, or even thought to appreciate the instrumental at all. I mean, these are things that generally go over my head, I would think. But with all that said, let's look into the music video. We start off with the camera panning over what seems to be a hotel in Bangkok called the Metropole. Now, I spent a little bit too much time trying to look this up because I really wanted to find the site or something to see if there was a description. Like, is this a Western style hotel, like Old West style? Because it does seem like it's a little bit out of place amongst the tall buildings surrounding it. I just wanted to know if there was a specific theme that I could talk about. Because to me, if it was surrounded by deserts and you had like hay bales kind of rolling around, I don't know if that's what they're called, then I feel like it almost looks Old West style, but I don't know if it's because I heard the instrumental and I'm just making assumptions here. But I digress. Knowing that it's in Bangkok and that it's called the Metropole is ultimately knowledge that I feel like is a little, I mean, here, fun fact. Now, aside from the hotel's actual logo, we do see SSERAFIM written above the door here. One of many places we'll end up seeing their name, but we zoom through the whole restaurant section before we get to Kaza, and she steps onto this suspiciously large and empty table to dance before the rest of the members appear on the other tables in sync with her. Unforgiven, I'm a villain, she sings, as they are dressed in black yet stringy attire. Again, just a lot of Western themes within even the outfits themselves. However, they're all dressed in black, which I think elevates it a little bit. Kind of like the instrumental, actually. The next scene cuts to Yujin in front of a black plane that also bears the SSERAFIM name, and we are also joined by the other members doing choreography. Then, of course, there's some random scenes intertwined, but the most curious one is Chaewon riding a horse. Like, I feel like I need to know more about this. Like, where is she riding to? What is this horse's name? Because it's literally in the lyrics, but I ride. So where? On who? Other random scenes include Ingtae with a cake that looks like she's going to throw it, the members sitting around as money is flying around them, almost as if there's a heist of sorts, but they seem a little too shocked for it to have been them. As the lyrics allude, Unforgiven, I'm a villain. However, they don't seem to do too many villainous things in this. In fact, as the money is swooshing around them, Sakura looks so shocked. And I don't know if it's because she's looking out at Chaewon riding a fucking horse, which again, I feel so intrigued about this part of the the alleged storyline. Though I fear it was just a one-off scene that looked really cool, which is fair. However, we took a Yujin shooting an arrow. Now on the arrow, you can actually see there's a metal part that says Unforgiven. It's literally engraved into the arrow. And we see the arrow's trajectory and it goes straight into a building. However, we randomly cut to Kazuha with wings. So I'm unsure if we're supposed to think that Kazuha was shot by this arrow, or like what was the point of this arrow? Where did the arrow go? I feel like there's some loose ends here that aren't being ended because Kazuha is ultimately outside, so Yujin shooting the arrow into a building doesn't really correlate with what we see next, which are these wings that are broken and on fire. Also, you might notice in this scene that this store actually has anti-fragile written on it. But back to our angel arc, we actually see Kazuha ripping off very awkwardly her own angel wing, which again, if she had been shot by the arrow, it would make that much more sense. This angel, a representation of holiness and forgiveness, is being shot by an arrow of unforgiveness. Which on that note, there is a lot of angel symbolism when it comes to Kazuha, as she is also in another scene where she has these white drapes on either side of her, which pretty much look like angel wings. Also, does anyone recognize this scene? We love a good sword scene, as seen in a couple of Blackpink music videos, where I'm absolutely going to get slammed for pointing out the similarities when I eventually upload a short about it. But that's the life I chose to live. I don't need to be forgiven. I can see how that's going to come in very handy. Back to the alleged storyline. So, we see Yujin coming out of an elevator with a pink fluffy dress, but her train gets caught and ripped off. But she doesn't care. Now the rest of the music video I would say is random as hell. You see we have them dancing on cars. We even see a random scene that is never elaborated on, but it's them in these short colorful wigs. I swear it's like a second long, maybe 2 seconds. And then it's never referenced again. We never see it again. It's so random. I wonder if, like, I don't know what happened. I feel like there are so many little things that could add to an overall storyline, and it just ultimately doesn't have one. But anyways, we end off the music video with a horse running as we see the credits. So though some of those jean outfits did remind me a little bit of Anti-Fragile, I don't really see any continuation of that music video, nor do I really see a full story in this one. But I'd be so curious as to what you think of it. I think there are so many elements that, again, could add to an overall storyline, but we never really developed them. Like them in those ways. I feel like the music video was meant to show them as these villains. Here they are undercover, which then might lead to that scene where all the money is flying around. It just felt like a lot of random sequences of events, but nothing that really comes together to make sense, which I think is quite typical for a K-pop music video. But I'm just a little too curious that maybe the next music video might fill in the blanks. Maybe that's hopeful thinking, but again, let me know what you think of that. If we go back to Yujin and Kazuha's scene, Yujin seems like a rebel who grants people unforgiveness. So she shoots Kazuha, an angel who seems to have gotten into a decent amount of trouble and has the courage to tear her own wing off in the hopes of joining those that are unforgiven too. As the lyrics suggest, come to that faraway land with me and my unforgiven girls. So though that might have been really interesting to play with, I wonder if maybe it was a little too religious, if you know what I mean. Maybe they just wanted to play it a little safe, since I think it could very quickly and easily offend a lot of people. Also, the villain stuff, maybe it's not the best thing to show them doing illegal activities, but that's what limits these K-pop music videos, because I feel like 10 years ago they did the wildest things. And now they need to be a little bit more careful. If I think back to Somi's XOXO, you know, her love interest was portrayed through a teddy bear, so it wasn't as graphic, right? Whereas I think there would be some backlash if he was represented not as a teddy bear, but as an actual human, if we could see his face and everything. It wouldn't surprise me if they had all these ideas for symbolism and all that jazz, but they ultimately had to play it safe for whatever reason. But let's move on to the song. I've actually heard a lot of people say that this sounds like Teriyaki by Rosalia, so let's check it out. Or Chicken Teriyaki. Obviously not that part, but wait for it. I think it's that part. I kind of hear it, but unless anyone says like, oh, this was plagiarism, then I think it's similar, right? I'm forgiven, I'm a villain, chicken teriyaki, I forget how it goes already. Dun 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 dun, chicken teriyaki, I'm forgiven, I'm a villain, The weird thing for me though is for Yinjin's part, like, wanna shut me up? I keep thinking it's gonna continue into Dinamamba. You know, SWAG girls? Let me play it in a sequence for you to understand what I mean by that. Wanna shut me off. Nana, ooh, hana mamba. Anyone? No? Okay. So I mentioned earlier that it's great to hear the creative process behind things. And I stand by that because on first listen, I didn't notice anything. I was actually disappointed. I thought, like, where's this instrumental that I was promised? Like, where is that sample? Where is the guitar? I really didn't notice any of it. And then on second listen, I really looked for those elements and I found them. So had I not found out about the extent of Nile Rodgers' participation, I don't think there would have been anything for me to even notice. Like, I wouldn't have known to look for anything. So thank God for that random Zoom call that they uploaded 12 days ago. So the particular melody that I was drawn to is actually a sample from the theme of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is a spaghetti western film from 1966. Now, spaghetti western, from what I know, are European films about western films. But not western in, do you know, you guys know what kind of western I mean? Not like western as in the West, but like the Old West, right? Do you get that? Okay. But you can really hear that sample in the second verses where Yujin starts, you know, unforgiven given, where she also says, and I quote, "My way, I already got it all," or say it in Korean, so 철없이. I found it interesting because she said, or say it in Korean, but she is saying it in Korean. So I thought, you know, if she had said something in English and then, or say it in Korean, do you know what I mean? Wait, 철없이. So I had to look up what 철없이 means because it wasn't actually translated. So according to Naver, the origin word is 철없다, and it means immaturely, in the manner of being rash, incapable of thinking rationally and carefully, or unable to make wise decisions. So we're going to actually look deep into the lyrics. I want to see what she said because she did have some English lyrics before she had some Korean lyrics and before she said, or say it in Korean. So I want to see like what she said and if it has anything to do with 철없이. So let's, oh shit. Unforgiving girls. Okay. Unforgiven, I'm a villain, unforgiven, I'm a villain. There's a song by Metallica called Unforgiven, so it's giving me trouble to look this up. Okay, so of course we have the Unforgiven, I'm a villain. I'm an unforgiven, I'm a walk that road, unforgiven, I'm a villain, it'll be remembered as a new era, unforgiven, which really ties into literally this new era of theirs, Unforgiven. Okay, so then we have the first verse with Yujin, Yunjin. I've been saying Yujin this whole time. Fuck. Yeah, what do you want? Discomfort on my face. Want to shut me up. Warriors looking for game to hunt. In your game, I'm the problem. Such a freak, such a headache. Ooh, so that's kind of a play on words, isn't it? Because warriors looking for a game to hunt. Game can kind of refer to the prey that you're hunting, but then she says, in your game, I'm the problem, such a freak, such a headache. Then, let me tell you about SSERAFIM. I hate shabby hand-me-downs more than anything. Oh, can't relate. Lighting up the dark like a rebellion. We gonna kick it, break it, rules gon' give up. Okay. Then we have the pre-chorus, which I think is also really nice. Unforgiven, yes, I was bleeding, I was powerless, used to lose every fight. But I ride, yes you do ride, on a freaking horse. Never asked for forgiveness or anything. Gonna target taboos, watch me now, now, now. Ooh, that's interesting again. I feel like there's a sense of holding back, right? I'm going to target taboos, but ultimately I don't think they target any taboos in this song. It feels like they have to hold back, which I think is a little sad. So then we have the refrain, unforgiven, I'm a villain, I'm an unforgiven, I'm gonna walk that road. Then of course the chorus, come to that faraway land with me, unforgiven girl. This is literally a chant, right? Come and cross the line with me, my unforgiven boys. Oh, thank God, not just the girls. Unforgiven, unforgiven, unforgiven. Our names surpass all limits. Come to that far land with me, my unforgiven girls. There is a little bit of preferential treatment to the girls here, but you know, it's fine. Verse 2. Unforgiven, given. That's my style. I'm living. My way, I already got it all. Or say it in Korean, so 철없이. So she says in English, unforgiven, given. That's my style. I'm living. Then in Korean, my way, I already got it all. Or say it in Korean, so 철없이. I don't know. What do you think? Get started. Let's get started. Before the future, carve out my story. If belief's a sin, I'm a villain. Isn't it the opposite? No, I mean, like, isn't it actually the opposite? To believe is not a sin? Or depending on the belief in what? I guess that is the determining factor here. If the belief in what, though? Then we have the I'm not that Cinderella type of girl. You know, I feel like K-pop fans are always quick to call out pick-me's until it comes to their idols. Then they're so silent. Then they're just like, I never heard of that in my life. Then we get back to the pre-chorus again, the refrain, chorus, post-chorus, the bridge. Oh, I will never be a clown. Oh, you'll see what I'm made of. Oh, my voice is kind of loud. Oh, I don't care, just shout it out. And then, of course, come to that faraway land. So those are the lyrics that we have so far. So far, there's not going to be any new ones. As if. I'm forgiven. I'm a villain. So my final thoughts. I don't think it's love at first sight. You know, when I first heard Anti-Fragile, I had to download it immediately. So I'm not sure. We're going to have to see at the end of the month. This song has so much time to simmer because it's May 1st. And then at the end of May, I'll absolutely know what I feel about this. So please wait until then. So I asked you guys in my community tab what you thought about SSERAFIM's Unforgiven. So let's read your comments. Unforgiven is stuck in my head though, for sure. They snapped with this one. I was afraid what they would do next since Anti-Fragile was quite like no other song, but they managed to maintain a similar music vibe with a Western dye to it. I'm very happy how it turned out. The MV is beautiful to look at, arguable storyline, and the choreo seems so fun to perform. I agree about the choreography. There's actually this one part in the music video, which was also in the teaser, where they're in front of the helicopter. And you see they're doing the Unforgiven, which features this move where they're kind of jumping, right? Yunjin is the only one jumping. She's the only one giving it her all. The rest of them are not jumping, and she looks so out of place doing it. Now, one could say she did not get the memo. Or you want to do some K-pop stan logic, she is actually the only one who's unforgiven, and thusly she doesn't need to hold back, while the others are actually holding back because they're forgiven. Totally. I feel like this is probably their most creative and movie-like comeback yet. The whole album is just no skip and they all sound really good. I like how they made I'm a Mess and Distress song totally new, but still sound just as good as the original. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'm curious. I also like how in Fire in the Belly, they kept their Latin sound from Anti-Fragile just so people could have a new song with the same vibe. I have to listen to it now. Okay, really catchy. MV was amazing. A lot of effort was put into it. I mean, it literally looked like a movie. Interesting concept, and like, this is Kazuha era. Interesting because I feel like Yunjin was everywhere. I feel like she would have the most lines in this song, which on that note, should we look into the line distribution? Let's just take a second. Dun, 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 chicken teriyaki line distribution. We're just gonna skip to the end. This is Gummy K-pop. Yes, 34 seconds of Yunjin, 24 of Taewon, 16.4 of Sakura, 20 of Inte, and 32 of Kazuha. It confirms my suspicions for sure. Rap part was really fluid and addictive. Overall, 9.5 out of 10. Would have liked a dance break, but they were amazing. I absolutely love it. The Midwestern cowboy concept is so cute and done flawlessly, especially in the instrumental. Lastly, the anthem-like chorus is by far my favorite part. It's literally so addicting. Overall, a solid comeback from SSERAFIM. Definitely my favorite from this year. Ooh, it's definitely their worst title to date, but that isn't a bad thing. I'm kind of dissatisfied with the album though. There were no standout B-sides to me. Very sad considering it's SSERAFIM who've kind of built a reputation around good and memorable B-sides. That is totally fair to not like it, to be honest. I haven't listened to the album yet. Frankly, it's really difficult for me to listen to albums. I feel like I've mentioned this so many times before. They kind of all sound the same to me, and then I can't differentiate what is and what isn't. So I don't listen to albums unless I'm reviewing something, because then I feel like there's a purpose to it and I don't feel as lost. Dun, 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 chicken teriyaki. Ooh, very heartbroken. As a fear not, I can't accept that this is the first song in their discography that I actually dislike. It's that damn chorus, the damn chanty sounding chorus, and the cowboy vibes just felt extremely outdated to me, but still I'm so heartbroken by this. I love the whole vibe of the pre-chorus though. Eve Psyche and the Bluebirds' wife though, best B-side of 2023 hands down. Should have been the title track, but we already heard it as the Hydra, which was the intro to the Anti-Fragile album. Should have been the title track. I'm gonna pretend this is the title track as I'm coping so hard. Oh no. that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave it down in the comments below what you think of the song, which B-sides I should absolutely listen to. I know from my IVE review, it was like, I should do a live stream and listen to the album. I never ended up doing it, but like, maybe I'll do it this time. I'll try to, I'll think about it. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on the monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. You can join my channel members too by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button, or you can join my Patreon as well. I will see you guys next time. Bye.